Good morning, FOMC pregame crew. How are y'all? It's Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. It's 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern. I'm Chark Luri. You're at the pregame show. What I do here is get you ready for the trading day. I will attempt to prepare you for whatever Mr. Jerome Powell has in store for us today. We can just expect most likely a quiet morning and then a fireworks in the afternoon. So what we'll do is we'll go over indices, crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day, and I'll officially get started in 9 minutes. Down here in the far right corner, it'll say 6:30 a.m. That's when I'll get started with the meat and potatoes of everything. I'm going to say hi to my friends and do a couple chart requests. Good morning. Thank you, Night Truck. Hey, Greg. Whoosh. Dublin. Hello. I want to go to Ireland. Hey, Luciano, ER, Mary, Sam. Hey, Carlos, RJ. Good morning, Jason, Lisa, Bennett, Paul, Casey, good morning. Hey, Satoshi, Surfer, Basque. Oh, good, RJ. Well, just let us know if you need any questions. I'm sure your billing question will get answered. We have a great customer service team. Oh, that's nice, Miguel. Hey, Matt. Same, Casey, same. I feel you. Hector, Peter, 2 p.m. Eastern. The rate hike will be announced, and then Jerome will take the podium at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Hey, Whitney. Thanks, Rob. Hey, Adam. PK, Amir. Sure, I can look at XRP. Hey, Brad and Roger. And if this is your first time to ever be on the pregame show and to tune in, let us know. I like to know when we have new people, see if this new thumbnail worked. Just give us some feedback. I'm always open to feedback. Okay, let's look at XRP. And I have notes, and I typically reserve these for TCG members, but I'm going to share them with the entire viewers, all 400 or whatever of you. Only 90 right now. We got a slow start this morning, but I will share these. I'm sharing these notes publicly today because I just have a lot to say. I actually copied this from the June 15th FOMC prep for that meeting because it's the same thing every FOMC meeting. So I actually asked Joey to do a video, and he posted his anatomy of a FOMC reaction. He cut and pasted that June 15th show and posted in our chat. It's available for TCG members, just prepping you for FOMC, and I'll try to do the best I can. Hey, Rob. Oh, XRP. Let me get back to business. All right, for our inside bars. Well, this isn't the regular old Ripple. You go, boy. We broke weekly resistance as well. Wow. Daily RSI is approaching overbought, not quite, but we are getting a little bit of upper wick on yesterday's candle. Again, for our inside bars, hourly is fighting to hold these EMAs, so we have this little downtrend going now. But it's better on like the 6 or 8 hour. Tightened up. Yeah, potential bull flag. And so I see that because I see an hourly trend loss, but we're not getting a lot of follow through. So it makes me zoom out and look for a potential bull flag on a higher time frame. 15-minute, this could be a rising wedge. So again, caution. Overall, in a great weekly uptrend. I can't believe I'm saying that about an altcoin. And you will be hard pressed to find a name today that is exempt from FOMC volatility. That includes crypto, altcoins, commodities, the dollar. I'm talking about everything, all equities, bonds, everything will most likely be impacted. Again, you'll be hard pressed to find that tiny percentage of names that aren't impacted by the FOMC volatile reaction. Oh, good, Carlos. I'm glad. Let me go back. EWT. I'm assuming KuCoin here. Potential 4-hour bear flag. Bet this is a neat 2-day EQ. Pretty much. You're just tightening here between, oh, that's a big tightening range, so I'm not going to use that. So on the daily, you're fighting to hold the daily 50 MA. You have a double bottom at 3774 and 379. You have a double bottom. You have resistance up at 430. What is the volume? This looks very whippy. Oh yeah, look at that volume. This is very tough to trade. It's hard to use technicals, which technicals are applicable to any chart. But I will say they have, they're less predictable than charts that have great liquidity. Man, I'm struggling with words again. So this is just a very low liquidity name, and it can be easily manipulated. So that's why we see these bear breaks without follow through, bull breaks without follow through. So please, please, please be careful. This is a name that I wouldn't get near. So 50 times 4, this is $200,000 of volume in a 24-hour period. We have plenty of TCG members that can manipulate the stock all by themselves. Not that we do that at all, or do we condone that. I'm just saying it can be easily manipulated. I look at the VIX every day. Look at Adam, y'all are all up in the crypto today. Nice daily EQ. That's so neat. Resistance 1696, 1710, support 1322 and 1153. Potential hourly megaphone. You see these higher highs without follow through and lower lows without follow through. So watch out for that. You have enough room for an hourly higher low on the next pullback. 15-minute is overbought. In a 4-hour downtrend, that's typically an area where you would look to short. Yeah, the dollar has been nutso. One more. Morning. Daniel, I don't know about that, about a small pump into the meeting. What I recall happening more often than not is sideways action into the meeting. The volume really drops off. Let me show you what I mean. If we look at the volume this morning. So 200,000 shares of FREY were traded. Typically, I'll have Tesla up here with 700,000, Apple with 500,000. This is a low volume day. Pre-market is already telling us, and I typically do this at 5:30 my time, which means 30 minutes after the typical broker opens. I wait for it to open and have a little bit of volume. I try to do it at the same time every day. So actually, I'm going to show you. This was yesterday. Look at that. Do you see the difference? It's insane. Look, Tesla, 400,000. iPod. Now, I did this about 14 minutes after I did it today, but that is still, I can go look at it right now. We're still looking at some super low volume out there. All right. It is getting spicy, Steven. All right. Y'all ready to get started? You can always tell when I'm reading chat when I get quiet because it's hard to talk and read at the same time. Good morning. I'm Charkow This is who I am. You're going to give me a follow on Twitter at Charkow You can check us out at chartguys.com. What I do here every morning is I help you get ready for the trading day. What we do at Chart Guys is we teach technical analysis. So what I do here is I have notes. Typically, I reserve these notes for TCG members only. And when I'm done, I copy and paste them and put them over in the chat room so TCGers can slice and dice them as they see fit. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation. So overnight, Hang Seng was down 1.79%. So you're going to notice some China names I have on my list for potential shorts this morning. So I do see the potential for early trades, but then mid-morning, I would say pump the brakes unless you're selling premium, because I expect chop into the actual FOMC, and then we'll get the real reaction after that. So DAX is flat last time I looked at it. What is it now? Yeah, negative 0.04%. Sleepy, sleepy day. All right, now let's get started with ES. So ES, sorry about all the lines, but I posted this in our chat room yesterday. You could see these daily outside bars. So here, Monday, outside bar. Yesterday, we had an outside bar forming. When you see multiple outside bars, which we have on the weekly now and on the daily, it shows, well, first of all, mega volatility. And typically you're getting higher highs without follow through, lower lows without follow through, and that yields a broadening formation on a lower time frame. So I posted in the chat room yesterday, ES, this is 11:36 a.m. If we get a bear break, it would be second outside daily, setting up a potential mega fawn. So right there, and this is actually my 12-hour line, downtrend line for the mega fawn that was working on the 4-hour as well. So let's go look at it. So this is on the daily. It looks a little better on the 12-hour, a little cleaner. So we've been talking about this since last week. Higher highs without follow through, lower lows without follow through, and it is still, oh, we're breaking below from the inside bar. Rid of that resistance now. So now we have a high of 393625, and we have support of 3843. I typically don't type these out, these support levels and resistance areas, but it's important for you to have that today when you're trading, because these resistance levels, because I can't give you a clear direction for the day, but I can give you levels that you can trade from. So let's revisit our FOMC notes. So what are we expecting with the FOMC today is 75 basis point hike and hawkish comments. He has been stern. Powell and the other Fed folks, they have been very stern with their words. They've used the word pain, that we're expecting pain with the economy and inflation, inflation, inflation. So we're expecting more of that. So I wouldn't say hawkish comments would send us into any type of downward spiral. This should be priced in at this point. Remember, he did that at Jackson Hole. He really said some harsh, hawkish words in Jackson Hole, and it brought us down. So I am anticipating that this is priced in. What we are not expecting is a full point hike. And when I looked at it yesterday, it was 26% chance of a full point hike is what the economists or actuaries, whomever, are predicting. This isn't priced in. And we could revisit or take out that June low if we have a full point hike. And again, the market can remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent. So trying to predict what's going to happen is very tough on days like this. We just react with price action. And let me tell you, I have this in italics, bold, and underline. Stair steps are your friend. They're your friend every day, but this is the day where it's your absolute bestest friend. Our stair step trades. You will find extreme moves to the upside, then extreme moves to the downside, and you just wait. You just wait for a stair step. And a stair step, if you don't know what that is, you can go look at Dan's video. I'm going to pick a random chart over here that I don't mind messing up. So y'all just bear with me. If you're a regular pre-gamer, you're going to be like, gosh, don't let her do that again. You are tired of seeing this, but remember, you were new one day too. So a stair step here in this example, when you break the high of the low bar. So you'll see these stair steps on the 1, 2, 5 minute stair step works on any time frame. And I use the 1 minute chart on FOMC reactions, and I wait for these stair step patterns. And I wait for the break of the high of the low bar or the low, breaking the low of the high bar if it's a stair step to the upside. Super important pattern, and it's a great day to paper trade. Paper trade, paper trade. Unless you work for a prop firm, and if you do, I'd love to know that you are tuning in and working for a prop firm. I think that's pretty cool. You don't have to trade today. If you're a regular retail trader trading your own money, you don't have to trade today. Do you know what a gift that is? It's not like a doctor wakes up and says, you know what? COVID's at a spike at the hospital. I just don't want to go in. Do you know how much of a luxury that is as a retail trader, that we get to choose when we're not at our best, or the market conditions aren't at their best, and we just say, you know what? I'm not going to trade. I strongly encourage you to, if you want to trade this in the future, to paper trade today, and you'll see how extreme it can get. And right when you think, okay, be patient, and then you buy a dip, and then it just keeps going against you and rips your face off. It's happened to me a lot. I'm speaking from painful experience. And you're going to find a lot of the times when I get animated, which is often, when I get animated, it's because I paid a dear price. I learned a tough lesson, and I'm trying to share it with you so you don't have to pay that same price. I'm just trying to be your friend. So I would mark up those charts if you plan on trading today. Stick with the indices or gold. I don't try to stock pick during the FOMC. If I'm day trading or scalping, which is what I primarily do, I'm focusing on the indices or gold, because they should be the most volatile. Of course, NASDAQ is the most volatile of our Fab 4 indices. All right, expecting low volume volatility morning. We're proving that already with volume. Initial reaction isn't always the real reaction. So, I wanted to show you something. See if it'll pull up. Nope, not pulling up. I follow unusual option flow, and yesterday I saw, I know where it is. I'll show you right here. One second. I want you to look at this. So at 11 o'clock and 24 seconds, CCJ, someone bought $465,000 worth of calls expiring November 18th for $3.10 each. So, and they paid the ask, which means it was a buy. Now look at this, 14 seconds later, CCJ, a call expiring this week, one out the money, not in the money, one OTM, bought for 61 cents, $18,000 worth. That is an algo. And I see evidence of this every single day. The majority of our market is traded by algos. So our fingers are fast, but they're just not as fast as an algo. So that first reaction, if they hear a full point basis hike, then they could, just imagine a computer's going nuts out there and sell. And that's not always the real reaction, because then Powell takes the podium, and this can be extreme as well, but it may not get follow through. This may not be the real reaction either. That third reversal is typically the real reaction after folks have truly digested the fundamental info. When they sit back and think about it and say, wait, he did say this. Oh, wait, he said that. And we have people apply their own discernment and thoughts to the actual reaction, and then that is the real reaction. That third one is typically the real one. Use stop losses. I promise things can go against you real hard. And I don't have no interest as a trader in what Powell's saying. If I was looking to buy a home and expecting mortgage rates to go up, I would be interested, but I'm not at that. I have a home. So I don't care what he says. I really don't care. I'm just going to be watching my levels. I'm going to be looking at this. I'm going to say, okay, that key resistance up there is 4175, and bears are targeting 3723. And then I have my temporary levels or shorter term time frame levels in between. And I'm just watching and waiting for my levels to get triggered. And then I also wait. So if we are plowing up into resistance, let's say we hit 4,000 psychological, then I wait for a 2-minute trend change to the downside on increasing bear volume to take my short. If we are barreling down to 37.23.75 and we are just going straight for it, then I wait for a 2-minute trend change to the upside confirmed with bull volume in order to take that long trade. So please be careful today. I think I've preached enough. I've had 11 minutes of soapbox time. So I hope that was time well used. We'll see. So on ES, we had 12-hour inside bars. We no longer have the inside bars. We broke bull. We have this 4-hour megaphone. 3936 is our key level for today, and your key support 3843. Okay. Okay. NASDAQ, resistance level 12092. And we also have a 12-hour broadening formation here. It didn't have that final touchdown here like ES did, but it's close enough. I'm going to clean off all these lines. You have resistance at 12092 and support at 11828. Daniel, you're cute. All right. So resistance again, 1209250, support 11828. There's something on Apple. I will remember that 50 RSI. I want to remember that. So we could have daily bear flags on all Fab 4 indices. ES, NASDAQ, RTY, NYM all have daily bear flag setups. So we can't forget that in the midst of all this other mishigas. We cannot forget that we have daily bear flags looming overhead on all of our major indices. And I'm going to look at the dollar. I mean, it's just freaking bull. We got another higher high on the weekly. Weekly bull flag confirmed. And I was looking back saying, where is resistance? I mean, we're in an area with no resistance up until 120.51. Monthly RSI is up at 78. And today may be the day that the dollar gets smacked down. But until then, I would avoid gold until the dollar can chill out. Support 110.498. I think Jason's copying a question for me. Someone is asking about INM on the daily. Well, we broke over Monday's high yesterday. This is just a tough chart. Has earnings September 23rd. Look at this. It wasn't $1,600 before. This is just dilution, split. So this is just the anatomy of a poorly run company. All right. I did NASDAQ levels. Let me go back to RTY. RTY resistance up at 1830, support at 1780. And if you're a premium seller, this morning's your gig. Now, premium may stay a little bit elevated as we anticipate the FOMC reaction, but I will still be selling verticals this morning on SPX puts and calls based on the direction, and then I'll be out of those trades by the time FOMC gets around. And set your alarm. If you lose track of time often, set your alarm. You don't want to be in the middle of a trade during FOMC. Okay, YM resistance 31256, support 30665 and 30558. VIX. So this is my drawing from last week. So I was doing it on the 12-hour and I adjusted the lines for the daily. We have a broadening formation on ES on the 12-hour, and we're at the lower end of that broadening formation, and VIX is up at the upper end. We've gotten 2, 3, 4, multiple higher highs without follow through. We got a second lower low without follow through. So we are 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we had killer indices game plan. Our game plan for the index was just totally fire, absolutely fire. And it's been based on these broadening formations. So if you said gun to head, Lori, you have to tell me what you think is going to happen with FOMC if I had to predict. And it's just not my job to predict in general. My job is to give you a layout and a roadmap. Here is, here's the ditch on this side and here's the ditch on this side. And if we run over that, basically giving you these supports and resistances. But based on these patterns, I am looking for bull reaction from FOMC. And also looking at all the shorts and all the puts that came through yesterday, people are heavily positioned bearishly into this FOMC reaction. So if we were to get a bull reaction, we could get a short squeeze. So is that tradable information? Absolutely not. You can't, or that's not actionable information. You can't trade that. You should be taking trades based on price action. If price comes into my support level, I'll go long for that potential, but I'm not just going to randomly go long because of these broadening patterns. So on VIX, we were unable to get over 28.45 overnight, and we've gone from green to red again, losing our hourly higher low. Your next support is 26.25. We are at the hourly EMAs. This could provide a temporary support, but on a bounce, we're looking for hourly low or high. But this chart is about as volatile, because it's volatility, as they come on days like with FOMC. So I expect a lot of volatility today. US 10-year is calming down a little bit. That's good for NASDAQ. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Yeah, I know, Calvin. Everybody wants us to predict, and it's just not a good trader just is not in that business. Absolutely not in that business of predicting. I tell y'all my bullish lean and bearish lean, but those are opinions and you should take it as such. Stay more focused on the data I give you that's factual and objective. All right, Bitcoin. Let me go to my notes. What did I write down for Bitcoin? Daily inside bars and the hourly was stuck below the 50 MA, and we're getting over that now. And again, Bitcoin and Ethereum is not immune from FOMC reaction. Not at all. If you're trading crypto, you need to be watching the indices, in my opinion, because they sometimes have a strong correlation. So you've made enough room now for hourly higher low compared to 18,793, and your next resistance is 19319. We're approaching it right here, right now. But again, on a pullback, you have room for hourly higher low. Daily, we're on our second. We got double D's. We're forming our second daily inside bar. And I would anticipate that we would break out of this inside bar either way, but break out of it based on the FOMC reaction. And I've drawn this for you a few times. This upper line is really messy. Actually, take that off. So we have a broadening formation on Bitcoin as well to be aware of. Higher highs without follow through, lower lows without follow through. And again, I've pointed out to you since Monday, this lower wick, this is a beautiful lower wick on Bitcoin. The indices just doesn't have that type of dip buying on Monday. Now I've messed up all my megaphones on that chart. But Bitcoin had that beautiful candle of people buying the dip on Monday, and now we're stuck within that very large range. Ethereum daily double inside bars. We're forming our second one. Hourly is getting above that 50 MA. We have enough room for hourly higher low compared to 1315. You have resistance at 1384. We're stuck inside yesterday's range. So I anticipate erratic price action when you're confined within the prior day's price action. I like to call it bangarang, when you just bangarang within that range, just banging the resistance, banging the support, and just attempting to find your way out of this confinement. Think about a caged animal. All right, gold. Third daily inside bar. Talk about bangarang. And I can almost, I don't know if y'all know Justin Wilson from Louisiana. He had a TV show. But he would say, I can 95% guarantee you that this daily inside bar will be no more after FOMC. Of course, we'll be breaking to the upside or to the downside, not predicting that. But this contained price range will most likely break today due to the dollar and FOMC. Hourly, you've made enough room for a higher low compared to 1669. You need the dollar to sit down. Okay, is this a small pump happening now? Sure, but we're still stuck inside yesterday's high and yesterday's low. We're stuck within that range. So it's not as profound, this little bump that we're having right now. It's not profound at all. What it is doing is providing bulls with enough room for hourly higher low. Okay, back to, I did the dollar and I did gold, I GC. Same thing applies for GLD. GLD is most likely stuck within a range, waiting for today. Daily inside bar yesterday, and we're stuck within that range today. Excuse me. Yesterday we broke it by a few pennies. That's still kind of, I would call that a double bottom. Oil. All right, oil, we're in a weekly downtrend, but I just want to keep pounding the table. We're looking for a monthly higher low on oil. So yes, we pulled back a lot from the high here, the 52-week high, but we have enough room for a monthly higher low. We're in a weekly downtrend. We're in a daily downtrend. But this daily level of 81.20 held. That's Monday's trade. Remember our oil trade, that high conviction setup, Queen of the Mountain, dip buy? Still my best trade of the whole week. That was just fun. And there's a stair step, y'all. There it is. And we went over it Monday morning. We were here. We were right here in the middle of this candle on the pregame show. And I told you this is my high conviction trade. We were hourly oversold, approaching a daily support of 81.20. And the stair step trade would have triggered you in at 82.67. So see all of these candles, they weren't breaking the high of the previous candle. And then once we did, it was game on. Yes, Scott. Yep, he was the Cajun cook. That's who it is. All right, so we got a 4-hour trend change on oil. I don't buy it. I shorted oil this morning. We have this 50 MA just easily suppressing price. We hit 86.68 overnight, but we're not making headway with these higher highs. So I shorted it this morning. It was a higher risk short. I took small micro contracts. It worked. Now we're looking for a 15-minute lower high on a bounce compared to 86.45. So if you're looking for oil trade, you need to be quick this morning because we have oil inventory at 10:30. But I would say a top fish of 86.45 on the 15-minute makes sense as long as that 4-hour 50 MA is overhead. Nat gas. Man, nat gas is brutal. Potential daily bear flag. We had this higher high. I was looking at this morning. I was drawing it. I think it looked better on the 2-hour. Y'all see that? That's classic. Write this down. If you want to study rising wedges, write this one down. This is a great example. When you see these higher highs with tiny follow through and they get wicks up above, then zoom out and say, where's that bear flag? Ah, it's on the daily. There it is. Potential daily bear flag, higher highs without follow through. And now bears are attempting to take back over. If you want another commodities trade, this is day 3 of this week, and I haven't given you a nat gas trade, but I would say shorting 810 makes sense on the next bounce. And it's not inventory day for nat gas, so this may be an easier trade setup, but remember nat gas is for ninjas because it is naughty gas for a reason. Apple. What did I write on Apple? Beast, yet daily lower high, the more likely scenario. It has been an absolute beast. But I want you to look at what happened on hourly overbought yesterday. You see that? If you're a TCG or you know, when we're in a daily downtrend, which we are, scouting a daily lower high, a good area to scout that is hourly overbought. But you wait for price to confirm on a lower time frame. Now, I just said a mouthful, but that was probably the most succinct I've been all morning. So we have a tightening range. I would look for a potential break of 156.32 for a potential short, or top fish of 158.08. So I really like this top fish setup for an early morning trade. So what I'm doing, so when we open for the first 90 minutes, not using times because we all have different time zones. So the first 90 minutes, I will take some early trades and then I stop. And then I will resume once FOMC announcements out. Then I'll start looking for those stair step trades. Dan will be live in 5 minutes, and I have 7 more charts to go through. God help me. Amazon hourly EMAs are overhead. You know the rest. Man, I think I'm funny at 3:30 in the morning. So hourly EMAs are overhead. As long as the hourly EMAs are overhead, bears are in control. So this would be a lower risk top fish setup on Amazon because it is relatively weak compared to Apple. But it's already had a pullback. Yesterday was the day to go short on Amazon. So that's why I'm looking for Apple to possibly follow the leader to the downside. The leader being the markets. We'll see. 158.08, looking for that hourly overbought to mark that daily lower high. Amazon. All right. We went over Amazon, Nvidia. Not a lot to do here until after FOMC. It's really choppy, really choppy. But we're looking for a daily lower high, and this could be a daily bear flag. We have a gap overhead at 14198 to be aware of. It's really, 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 really hard to get bullish on semis with these chart patterns, daily downtrends. It just doesn't look good. Tesla, this is, Dan went over this in yesterday's aftermarket recap video, this potential 4-hour rising wedge. As we rejected yesterday, we hit 1333. We couldn't get through that 314.67. This is my queen of the mountain top fish for today, but only if the market cooperates. If the market's not cooperating, I don't need to take a trade. I don't have to trade. Top fishing 310.32 makes sense for me. Baba, Hang Seng was down 1.76. Yep, Daniel, thanks for clarifying that. Hang Seng was down 1.79% overnight, so I have Baba as a potential short. Do y'all remember last time Hang Seng was down 3%? And I'm like, why didn't we short the China names? Well, here's our chance. It's not down 3%, but close to 2%. This is an ugly looking bear flag, so potential top fish on Baba. Same thing with NEO, potential top fish of NEO against 2077. And Wells Fargo, they had bad news come out yesterday. They're below the hourly EMAs. I like a top fish of $43.85 or $44. I had another one. Oh, Roblox. I didn't type that on my list. So for Wells Fargo, I like a top fish of $43.85 for aggressive bears, $44 for conservative bears. Roblox. Okay, this is really high risk. This is, what the heck is Lori thinking? High risk long down here near support of 35.65. So if we look at this daily chart, we are here at daily support of 35.65. It doesn't mean it has to hold by any stretch of the imagination. We could just plow right through it at open. It wasn't green earlier when I was looking at it. But we're getting these, we just have this triple bottom down here, 36.36, 36.26. I'm looking for a potential move to the upside. We have all of this bull divergence where RSI is making higher lows while price is making lower lows. High risk long against 35.65. Okay, I think I got through everything. Dan will be live in 1 minute. And I thought this was pretty crazy. Look at Beyond. I know the COO bit the nose off of some guy, or yeah, he got arrested. And it really impacted Beyond yesterday, but look at it. The COO didn't bite anybody that day, that day, that day, or that day. So we're in black dirt breakdown. 1597, we hit a new all-time low on Beyond yesterday. I was just mesmerized by this chart this morning. I don't have a trade set up for you. It's just crazy. Just complete, utter bear control and controlled selling. All right. That's it for me. Thank you for joining me. Hit that like button. Yeah. Go follow me on Twitter, ChartGalLori. I won't spam you too bad, at ChartGalLori. Check us out on chartguys.com. TCGers, I'll copy these notes and I'll put them in the room in a couple of minutes. And y'all use stop losses.